then we would chase the NHRA World Championship and only the NHRA.
So we're talking about back in it in about 1 year.
Yes, and we have high hopes. We're going to chase it. We're serious and we mean business.
All right, Shirley Muldowney. She'll be here on the program today. Right now, it's down to the business at hand, the serious business of top fuel dragsters. There's a classy field here today. We're in the quarterfinals. There are 8 cars here ready to go.
They're all world-class cars, but Don Garlett's being low qualifier. He is the class of the field.
And joining us on the program today is the knowledgeable network and Diamond P broadcaster, Steve Evans, and he's with Don right now.
Thank you, Jan, Shirley. You know, the big story here is not hard to find. All you have to do is look for a black car surrounded by faithful fans. And Don, you've again got everybody talking to themselves. 540s, anytime you feel like going down the racetrack, night or day.
Well, it is. I'm surprised myself, but the track is so good and with so much preparation. And, of course, we're right over here on the East Coast where the air is really stout, you know, coming off the ocean. So everybody's running good.
Track conditions, it's hot, it's humid.
You know, that doesn't seem to bother these nitro engines. It takes a little heat to get this charged to fire.
And also, you built this chassis yourself. You know it well. It's got every trick that you've learned over 25 years of drag racing.
That's true. It's something that somebody can't buy. It came out of my shop. I personally put it together, me and T.C. Lemons. And it has got some little tricks in it. They're not real big ones, but every little bit counts. I mean, because there's a big difference between like even a 543 and a 544.
You're as serious about winning a world championship this year as you were back in the 70s.
Yes, I am. This is my goal. I want to win this championship. Not to say I'm going to. They're going to know we're there.
Okay, good luck to you.
Thank you, Steve.
Back to you, Jan, Shirley.
Shirley Muldowney, Don Garlett looks really pumped up.
Yeah, Don looks very confident today, but he can be beat.
All right, right now we have 2 cars fired up on the line and ready to go. So let's take a look at how they're paired here in the quarterfinals. First out, it'll be Frank Bradley, the defending top fuel champion of the Summer Nationals.
And Frank is going to take on Gary Beck, who is the current national record holder.
All right, next out, it'll be Connie Coletta, who's looking for his first victory this year.
And Connie's going to race the defending world champion, Joe Amato.
That ought to be a den.
Yes.
All right, next off the line will be the veteran, Dick LaHaye. He won the Summer Nationals here in 1980.
And Dick is matched up against the rookie, Darrell Gwynn.
All right, Darrell Gwynn's ready to go, and rounding out the top 8, it's the man who has consistently shaped the direction of top fuel technology, Don Garlett.
And Garlett takes on a struggling Bob Simmons out of Rockville, Connecticut.
Surely our first 2 cars are on the line. Here's Frank Bradley. You've been up against him before.
Oh, yes, I've raced Frank many times.
And on the far side, it's Gary Beck. Shirley, tell me a little bit about Gary Beck.
Well, Gary's sorting out a lot of new things this year, and when he talked to Steve Evans earlier, his main concern was Garlett's.
Oh, yeah, his car's running tremendous this weekend. He's just stringing out those 5.4 laps times. We need the horsepower. We're going to stand on it real hard this round just to see where we are.
Frank Bradley now ready to go. He has won 2 NHRA national events in his career, but he's not happy with his first round performance here at Englishtown. Steve talked to him earlier.
I have seen happier looks on your face, Frank Bradley.
Yeah, been having problems all weekend. Can't seem to get out of the low 560 bracket. It's been running good. That time we tried stepping on it and went the wrong way and tore up 4 or 5 pistons and it slowed down. So now we'll go back the other way and just hope for the best.
Frank Bradley showing signs of real concern.
Yes, he should be. He's 2 tenths off the mark, and he knows if he doesn't better his performance, he is going to get beat.
In the far lane, that'll be lane number 1. It's Gary Beck. In the near lane closest to you, Frank Bradley ready to go. A little psychological warfare.
Oh, yeah, they're staged up, and Bradley gets the advantage on the starting line. He smoked the tires. Gary Beck's car laid down. Here comes Bradley on the top end.
And Bradley clicks the clock with an ET of 5.64, a speed of 256.41 miles per hour. Not too bad.
Wasn't a 40, but a 60 won it.
But he's still in that 560 bracket.
That's right.
All right, Joe Amato on the line now. Here is the reigning world champion.
Joe's not afraid to try anything new.
Right now, let's go down to the shutoff area, and Steve Evans with Frank Bradley.
700 hole shot. That's a big one.
Well, I just leave as quick as I can leave.
Anticipation at all, or just trying to be alert?
I've got a Maglisi pedal clutch in there, and the thing reacts pretty quick on the starting line.
Other than like a Crowley glide that takes a while to wind up.
Right, it's got springs in it, so when you let it out, it moves.
Big Daddy's next.
Yeah, I'm in trouble.
Surely Frank Bradley talked about the pedal clutch. You won 3 Winston World Championships with the pedal clutch.
Yes, well, it's driver preference, really. The car launches a lot better with the RPM up, and you're able to do that. You're able to bring the RPM up.
All right, here's Joe Amato now, about ready to light the tires.
Well, the burnout's a very important part of the run. What it does is it puts down a footprint of rubber on the race course, and it launches the car better.
Of course, you want to get it as tacky as you can right off the line.
It'll pull the shoes right off your feet.
Connie Collette in the far lane. He was concerned about the heat here today.
It's hot up there. It's weather really draining. This is the hardest race for a driver I think there is. It really works on you hard in the car.
Only 87 degrees here today, Shirley. Not too hot.
Well, the fire suit will add another 20 degrees.
Joe Amato now told us earlier about his season problems.
We've been fighting blower problems, and we started the year blowing them off the car, and we changed some of the things with the blower, and we're keeping them on the car now, but they're not really making the horsepower we need. So, you know, it's been tough. And a lot of the other cars have stepped up their performance levels. They kind of caught up, so it's really a tough battle out there. All the cars are running close.
Amato in the near lane, Collette on the far side, as these super-fast missile-shaped top-fuel dragsters are about ready to launch.
Jan, it's all concentration now, and eyes are on the lights.
All right, so in other words, they're not looking directly down the racetrack.
Right. The lanes are equal, so it should be an even start, which it is.
Good one.
Collette is pulling away mid-track, and it's a good, clean run.
Sure was. And Collette clicks the clocks with a ET of 557, a speed of 259.36 miles per hour. So Connie will move into the semis with a good ET of a 557.
And good mile an hour. It shows it's making horsepower.
All right, here's the young man, Darrell Gwynn, 23 years old. He's a rookie.
Well, rookie status or not, Jan, Darrell is definitely a pro.
Here's Steve Evans now. Steve?
Well, this is one of the finest days of drag racing Connie Collette has enjoyed in a long time. Almost 260 miles an hour.
Yeah, the car's running a little better. We was murdering it pretty bad here the first couple of days, and we backed it up a little bit this morning, and it's starting to come around. But everybody's running hard. I mean, there's 40s and 50s out here.
But that's a nice combination. Get a quick time cut on the 550s with all the oil still in the motor.
Thank God. We'll work on that next round.
In the near lane, Darrell Gwynn making his sixth start in NHRA Top Fuel National Competition. He spent an impressive apprenticeship in the top alcohol dragster division, winning the world title back in 1983. Although that's not so long ago, Shirley.
No. In the far lane is my good friend Dick LaHaye, a conservative racer whose crew chief just happens to be his daughter, Kim. I was racing Dick last year when I crashed.
I understand Kim does a pretty good job.
An excellent job. I look forward to Kim coming into the driving ranks.
You can bet LaHaye is keeping his eye on Darrell Gwynn. Steve Evans talked to him earlier.
There's a young man you're going to race run a 53, Darrell Gwynn.
Well, you know, we figured he was going to step up and probably equal his qualifying time. I mean, we slowed down just a little bit, but we got a lot left in it, and we ought to have us a good race in the second round here.
Darrell Gwynn looks pretty good today. He's exceptional on the starting line, but he has had problems with LaHaye in the past.
LaHaye is known to like the stage last up there.
Well, we had a little battle at Columbus. Well, he probably didn't think it was a battle, but I don't mind him staging last, but I want him to get right in there, and he consequently didn't get right in there, and he might have to pay for it.
Both drivers poised on the line, waiting for the signal that'll catapult these two cars down the quarter mile. 1,320 feet. Surely they look pretty good.
Yeah, both cars are staged on time. Doesn't seem to be any particular problems here. There's your green light, and Darrell Gwynn definitely has the advantage. He's pulling LaHaye to the midway point, and there's daylight between the cars and the lights.
All right, Darrell Gwynn, the young rookie with a 559 and a speed of 253.52 miles per hour, puts himself into the semifinals here at the Summer Nationals.
Here's Big Daddy Don Garlitz. He's looking for his first win here at the Summer Nationals.
All right, and we have Steve Evans, who has Darrell Gwynn. Steve?
You ready for your whole shot? 1200s.
Oh, what did he turn?
Who cares? You beat it.
Thanks a lot, guys.
You're going into the semifinals. The engine looks fine.
Yeah, everything looks good. It's we're just plugging along. That's all I can say. Beginner's luck. That's the best. That's the way I can sum it up.
This is the latest in the Swamp Rat series of race cars for Don Garlitz, and it's a dandy.
Well, Don had some qualifying problems earlier in the year. He told Steve Evans all about it.
Well, we never meant to try to not qualify well, but we have had some problems, Steve, at some of the races in getting a handle. We've had a couple of problems with the car, and we've just now really started to get them sorted out in Montreal. And, of course, now we came here and we didn't change anything, and the car's still running good.
Don's going to be making a single pass this round because Bob Simmons, with severe motor damage, just can't make the call.
Now, Simmons has the car with the Donovan engine.
Yes, but I think his problem is lack of parts.
All right, here's Garlitz away now, looking pretty good. Single run, a little advantage for him.
Definitely an advantage. It gives him a chance to tune the car, and he can try something that he may not try with competition in the other lane.
His run is a dandy. It's a 550 at 257.58 miles per hour. Shirley, a little smoke belching from Don Garlitz's car as he went across on the top end. I'm assuming perhaps a little piston damage?
Not this time, Jan. What he does is he vents the supercharger into the exhaust system. That's what creates the smoke in the top end.
Also creates a little deception.
Well, Jan and Shirley, as you know, Big Daddy did indeed have an opponent. It's called the clock. A 550 gets you lane choice.
Very good. It shook real bad.
Well, I know you had about the longest streak of 540s I can ever recall at one event. It came to an end by 100th, a 550.
Yeah, it sure did. That's the way it goes sometimes.
Is the shake that concern you now for the semis?
I hate that. I hate for it to shake. Shook worse.
Well, the funny car's most dreaded enemy is fire. To a drag racer in a top fuel car, it's what they call shake. No one can explain it, but it's a phenomenon that is definitely there.
We'll be right back with more of the NHRA Summer Nationals from Englishtown, New Jersey, here on the Superchargers. With the top fuel semifinals of the Budweiser NHRA Summer Nationals. I'm Jan Gabriel, along with the First Lady in Motorsports, Shirley Muldowney. And Shirley, we've got 4 great cars ready to go.
That's right, Jan. Here in the semifinals, some very sophisticated race cars with Connie Coletta versus Darrell Gwynn. Big Daddy Don Garlitz is going to race Frank Bradley.
2 semis on the line, the first of which will find Connie Coletta in the far lane. Coletta ready to go.
Here's Darrell Gwynn, a kid who's only 23 years old and already competing with the best in the world.
Yeah, he's got to be extremely excited about today.
Well, for Darrell, winning is something he's grown up with.
Yeah, his father was pretty competitive.
Yes, he was. Jerry was a past world champion in the super eliminator class, but he also drove the alcohol funny cars.
So Darrell Gwynn, great equipment. He's got a great support system in his family. He'll do well.
This is a young man we will be hearing about for a long, long time to come.
The 2 of them now ready to go here in the semis. Winner goes to the final. Connie Coletta on the far side. Darrell Gwynn here on the near side. Shirley?
Staged, ready to go. Darrell with the advantage, and Connie blows the supercharger off the top of the motor.
All right, on the top end, Darrell Gwynn with an ET of 563, a top speed of 254.09 miles per hour. Darrell Gwynn will go into the finals here at Englishtown.
Well, Jan, Darrell did a good job driving the car, and for the time of day, the ET wasn't too shabby, but what he's going to have to do is pick up 2/10 somewhere, and what he's going to have to do is lean on the car, actually, for the final.
So, in other words, he's going to have to run a little faster than that 563 in order to win the final
Yes,
here.
he sure is.
All right, here's Frank Bradley now. Bradley on the near lane. He's ready to go, but this is going to be a tough run for him, Shirley. Here he is up against Big Daddy Don Garlitz.
Well, he's got to feel right now that he's already beat, but, you know, the confidence is high. You just don't know what's going to happen out there.
Quick question. The cars are running on average about 8 miles an hour faster than they did a year ago. It's my understanding we're getting into a little more aerodynamics now.
Well, that's a result of the wing. It's very high, it's up in the clean air, and it's back behind the tires. And it's a small wing. You don't really need that much down pressure in the lights.
Right now, let's go down to the shutoff area and Steve Evans.
Well, few drivers have ever accomplished it. Going as far as a final round in the rookie season of Top Fuel Racing, Darrell Gwynn, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Steve. I'd like to thank my crew. Everybody that's made this possible. I know we haven't won the race yet, but we feel pretty good about it. And we got the old pro next round, and we'll have our work cut out.
Wait a minute. He's got to get by Bradley first.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Good chance of that happening, though.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. But no matter what, it's going to be a tough race.
Shirley Muldowney, Darrell Gwynn sounds a little excited.
Yeah, he'll calm down for the next round. He knows the job he has to do. Something interesting here. Car owner John Kerry has loaned Frank Bradley a motor capable of 540s, hoping he can be competitive with Don Garlitz.
Well, he's going to have to be because Garlitz has been very consistent. They lead together.
But Garlitz is pulling away. It's not a 540 motor this time.
Oh, here's Garlitz, and look at this, a 545 at 261.62 miles an hour. That's got to be some kind of a record.
That is. It's excellent.
Here's Steve Evans.
I warned Frank Bradley, teaming up with the Carries might just make Big Daddy mad. 545, 261.
Great. We made a little change there, and that shake was much better.
Were you aware of what was going on over there? Kerry was loaning Bradley an engine. Try to, get you out of the points as early as he could.
Well, it reminds me of the old days. I don't have any problems with that. Everybody's got a dozen engines, and Bradley's low bucks, and I think it was nice of Kerry to loan him a motor, make him go faster.
And you race in the final a young man that you've been keeping your eye on, a fellow Floridian, Darrell Gwynn.
Definitely one of the comers. He's going to be with us, and I've said that from the beginning, and I still say it.
Okay, your crew is here. Big Daddy heads back to the pits, going into his 4th final out of 7 races this season.
For Garlits, Shirley, it's incredible. 5:47, a 5:50, and a 5:45 elapsed time.
What we're dealing with is 5/100ths of 1 second. That's a very good tune-up.
As we wait for the top field final, let's take a look at the Pro Stock finals. In the near lane, Bruce Allen.
In the far lane, it's Butch Leal driving a Pontiac for the Nationwide Rod Shop.
Two powerful muscle cars about ready to have at it. But first, let's go to Steve Evans.
Well, nobody seems to feel the heat and the humidity except maybe me as they get ready for the Top Fuel final. And what a contrast you've got. A 23-year-old kid, Darrell Gwynn, whose first words other than Mommy and Daddy were Don Garlits, because he was born and raised in the state of Florida. Don Garlits was 30 years old and already known as Big Daddy the day Darrell Gwynn was born. But look at Don, flat on his back with the glasses on, checking the bottom end over at the Darrell Gwynn pits. That's a family operation. Mom, Dad, and some friends that get no pay whatsoever except maybe a steak if they do good and a cheeseburger if things don't go quite so well. So you've got two guys with the same initials, both DG, 30 years difference in their age.
Back to the Pro Stock finals. Bruce Allen on the near side, Butch Leal on the far side. Let's watch them, Shirley.
The launch was even. They're side by side. It looks like it's going to be pretty close all the way down. Neither driver knows who's going to win.
In the near lane, it's Bruce Allen with an ET of 761 and a top speed of 180.65 miles per hour.
And the same finish as Montreal. Bruce Allen beating Butch Leal.
All right, we're going to go back now to the top of the line as we take a look at a page of history being made as 23-year-old rookie Darrell Gwynn from Miami, Florida, makes his first trip to the Top Fuel finals.
What a great opportunity for Darrell to grab hold of the brass ring and move into the elite class of national winners.
Well, that's for sure. And here's Don Garlits. Garlits looking for his 4th national win this year. Of course, this is drag racing, and anything can happen.
That's right, Jan. He can red light, smoke the tires, get the car out of shape. Any number of things can bite you in a drag race.
Here's a final that promises everything, Shirley. Speed, power, and, of course, plenty of human interest. Did you ever have a situation where you were in a final, national event, lots of money on the line, and all of a sudden something goes awry and ruins the day for you?
Absolutely. I remember too well Pomona, 1982, where the engine, after stopping from the burnout, or trying to, the engine got a gulp of air, and the car lost fire. In NHRA racing, you are not allowed to restart the car. I sat there and I watched Dick LaHaye single for the championship.
Well, let's see what happens here on the line. Here's Darrell Gwynn now rolling back. I would imagine he's calmed down.
Absolutely. Once the car fires, a good driver settles down in the seat and knows you have to do the job at hand.
And Garlits, I would assume at this juncture, being the veteran that he is just feeling the car right now and probably feeling pretty confident.
Yes, he is, but he definitely is not taking his eye off Darrell Gwynn. He knows there's a chance the kid can beat him.
All right, let's watch the two of them now. Shirley, they're on the line, ready to go. Here's the countdown. They're staged.
Good clean start. Side by side, a little fog out of Garlits' car, but it's all his.
It sure is. And look at this elapsed time, Shirley. A 5.46 and a top speed. This will be top speed of the meet with 263.31 miles per hour. Don Garlits, your winner.
Well, this is his 27th career victory. He's going to be hard to catch.
And we'll be right back with more on the Superchargers. Put down a full field to win his first Englishtown Summernationals. Steve Evans is with him right now. Steve?
I don't ever remember any driver running as many 540s in one event as you and this car did this weekend.
I'm sure it's the most. If it hadn't had that 1.550 in there, it'd have been unreal.
Is there anything new that you've discovered without revealing it, obviously, or is it just everything working together?
Well, we've got a good handle on the fuel curve from where we went down so far at Columbus and couldn't hardly even qualify. And then I have to give a little credit to that Paisano block. That JP1 block is really keeping the cylinder walls round.
All right, Big Daddy getting a well-deserved ovation from some fans that walked about 3/4 of a mile to do it. Congratulations again.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for coming out.
Shirley Muldowney, there's a very happy Don Garlits.
Yes, Jan, and he should be. What an awesome performance today.
Consistency was the name of the game for him.
Absolutely. To put together a string of 540s, very, very impressive.
Shirley said something earlier that was interesting. You said that Don Garlits was the only person you know who can actually tune his race car from the driver's seat.
Yes, he is. The only one I know.
All right, Shirley Muldowney, very quickly, let's talk about the Winter Nationals, Pomona, February. You going to be there?
I hope to be there, in driving a race car, that is. We're looking to put together a program. We're into construction right now, and hopefully our goal is 86.
All right, Shirley Muldowney, a pleasure having you on the program today. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It was my pleasure.
And good luck to you. All right, I'm Jan Gabriel. We'll see you next time on the Superchargers.